Good evening, everybody. I guess it's Sunday morning for those who are watching this video right as it comes out. But I am in Taiwan, who would have guessed, and it is 86 degrees in my room right now, so I am sweating a little bit, as you might see in the video. I have not done a video update since begin the quarter, I believe, and so I wanted to give you kind of a little overview of what we've been doing. So we just wrapped up the New Testament, and it has been absolutely amazing. Revelation, I don't know if I talked about this last time, but it's worth talking about again. Revelation is an amazing picture of who Jesus is, that so many people are scared of this book that finishes out the New Testament. But as I read through the book, and I read through it 3 times in one day and did another 2 readings in the next week, and the continual theme that kept showing up to me was Jesus, that all through the book it's Jesus, and Jesus is the picture of hope, and he's the picture of truth, and he's who we plant our faith in. And I have just been getting hit continually with the understanding and depth of who Jesus is, of just him being the present one who's always present with us. Excuse me. That he's with us at all times. He's present among us, that it says that he's amidst the lampstands in Revelation chapter 1, and the lampstands are the churches. And so he's amidst his body. He's in the middle of his body, present and active and moving and living. And it's just been so encouraging to see Jesus present in the lives of those who seek after him and who are in him. And it's just encouraging to know that Jesus is the rock of our foundation. He's who we're firmly planted on. And I've just been getting this continual picture of Revelation. The Lord's been showing me about Jesus being the rock of our foundation. He is our salvation, and that he is the one we firmly stand on, and we will always remain in him as long as we remain firmly planted upon the rock of our salvation. That we are the only ones who move ourselves from the depths of Jesus Christ. That he never moves out from under us. He's a stable foundation that doesn't shift, it doesn't shake. And when everything else around us is shaking, he is the only firm thing that will remain. And you guys, I just encourage you, when you read Revelation, when you look into that book, read it with the perspective of it being about Jesus, because that's what the whole book is about. The book of Revelation and the Bible, all 66, are a picture of the heart of God, a picture of who he is and just his love and enjoyment for people. And we just started the Old Testament. So as you saw, the video title is about the Old Testament. And we have begun with Genesis. Read Genesis 3 times in 2 days, and just blown away at the commitment of God. That God is so committed. He's more committed to his plans in people's lives than they are to those plans. That over and over, God reaffirms the plans. He reaffirms the plans that he's going to do through people, do through man, do through his chosen people. And that those who follow him will be blessed by him. That seeing someone like Noah, who walked blameless in his generation, and he walked with God. And it said that Noah did all that God commanded. And it says that twice in chapter 7 of Genesis, that he did all that God commanded. And it's an amazing picture of a pre-New Covenant man, a pre-Old Covenant man even, walking with God, walking intimately with the Lord. And it just shows an amazing picture of the fact that God was looking for relationship all along. That the God of the Old Testament wanted relationship with man just as much as Jesus does with his body now. That nothing has shifted. The only thing that's shifted is the open door through the covering over of sin that Jesus' blood was shed for. But these men still walked with God. They still knew him. It says Enoch walked with God, and then he was no more. He didn't die. God just took him. That Adam walked with God in the garden, and Abraham followed God. His faith was counted to him as righteousness, as it says in chapter 12, I believe, of Genesis, or in those chapters talking about Abraham, but it specifically says it in the book of Romans, and Paul writes it that Abraham's faith was counted to him as righteousness, not the works that he did, but the faith that he had in Jesus, or faith that he had in God, Yahweh. And God still wants relationship today. And that's been just an amazing picture. I feel like I see more in the Old Testament that God is a God of relationship than I do in the New Testament. And so that's the message I just want to give to you guys, is the God of the Old Testament it's a different picture of the whole understanding of God through the Bible. That we get a very distinct picture of God through the Old Testament, showing himself through generations and generations. It's a very wide picture, where the whole book of Genesis covers a larger time period than the whole New Testament combined. And we get a picture of God's character that is not shown in the New Testament as a whole, that gets documented through a longer period of time, watching him be continually committed to man and continually looking to build relationship with him. So I want to just leave you guys with that. That's what's going on. We're going to continue through the Old Testament. I feel like we're on the home stretch, and the New Testament was like first, second, and third, rounding the baseball diamond, and third to home is a very long way, but we are on the way there, and it's a 6-month journey from third to home, but we are on the home stretch of the Old Testament. And we're starting with the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Old Testament, and we are cruising through. So be praying for us, praying for me just to know the Lord more and that his plans be worked out in my life. Bless you all. Thank you so much for watching my video blogs, and I just ask that you would pass them on so that the word would get out. So thank you so much. Bless you all. Bye.